Okay. By the way, hi Lena, good afternoon and morning. Once again,
Middle.
in the middle.
Yeah.
It's actually already 11:30. It's almost lunchtime, right? I guess you just had breakfast.
Yes, I had breakfast before
Uh-huh.
3 hours.
So it's quite oh, you woke up early today.
Yes.
A bit earlier than last time.
Because my son wake me up early.
Early.
Yes.
So you also have to get up early.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So
I'm
anyway,
sorry.
what is
I'm
it?
sorry because yesterday I was busy and I forgot to confirm you.
Yeah, I was kind
I
of
forgot to.
waiting. Yeah, I was kind of waiting for a message from you
Yes,
that you would.
I absolutely forgot
Oh,
to send you a message.
yeah. I wasn't. Also, they said that they can't contact you, so I guess yeah, because you were busy.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, it's fine. You're now here today. So let's now continue
Yes.
on to your lesson. So last time we've had 10A.
Yes.
We talked about mothers of invention, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's open that part. Okay, here. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so last time I asked you to complete again the did you know part, the reading, and we have used
Yes.
several verbs such as invent, discover.
Yes.
Also, we have talked about the
Finish
pronunciation, right?
pronunciation.
The
Yes.
sh and the ed ending. I asked you to listen and give me how it's pronounced, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to your next lesson, which is 10B could do better. So in this topic, you're going to learn about using used to, also
Yes.
school subjects, and the pronunciation of used to and didn't used to. Okay? So first,
Yes.
let's talk about school subjects. Okay, I want you to take a look at the pictures here and tell me what subject is it or are those.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with number one. What subject is that?
Number one is
Excuse me. Sorry.
yeah.
Okay. First is that
This is
art, geography, history, literature?
is ge- history.
It's history. Correct. Okay, how about number two?
Number two is P
PE or physical
physical
education.
education.
Yeah, that's where we
Education.
usually play games or we do
Yes.
some dancing.
This
Okay.
is
Number three,
number three math.
math.
Maths.
Doing the numbers. Four,
Four is literature.
are you sure? There are different languages. Hola, bonjour, guten
Yeah,
tag.
language, foreign language,
Okay. Foreign languages.
foreign languages.
Yeah, okay. Number five,
Number five is IT,
IT.
information technology.
Yeah, I think this just happened during the new times now, right?
Yes.
Because during your time, I guess you don't have IT, or I think it's a different subject, right?
Yes.
Okay, number 6.
Number 6 is geography.
Geography is studying the earth. Yeah, so that's correct. Number 7.
Number 7 is science.
Science. Okay.
Physics, chemistry, and biology.
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 Yeah, that's right. Okay. Next, number 8.
Number 8 is drawing.
Yeah.
It's art.
Art. Okay. Art or drawing, like what you said. Number 9 is
Literature.
literature. So studying of written books or essays. Okay. So those are that. Okay. As you've noticed, this is the subject, and then this is the mark, and we also have behavior. In behavior, the teacher said, lazy and untidy, talks a lot in class. Okay. So his marks are quite low. 50, 75, 42. That's low, actually. Okay. Anyway, so what do you think mark and behavior mean?
Mark.
From that graph, or from this table or box, what is mark and what is behavior?
Mark is the score that you have in these subjects.
Correct. Okay, score, or what we call grade, or like the total score of you in a subject. And what is behavior?
Behavior is how do you study?
How you study and how you act or perform in class. So the teacher usually see that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those are all correct. Good job. Now, can you tell me, Lena, when you were studying in the past, especially in primary and secondary school, which subjects were you good at?
I'm good at maths.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I'm not good at that. So I can say that I'm not good. Okay. What about for okay? It's like in the middle. Which subjects were you okay at?
I'm okay at physical.
PE?
Yes.
Oh.
PE.
Like exercising and things.
Yes.
Okay, what about for bad at? Which subjects were you bad at? Really?
I'm bad at history.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I can read a lot.
Yeah, because in history you read a lot.
Yes.
And
geography.
Geography.
Yes.
Oh, well,
geography.
history and geography are somewhat related.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's why. Me, I'm good at English, of course, and I think with IT like that. Okay, but for okay, I'm okay with science, physics like that. Okay, and art and literature because of course that's part of English. We study that in English also. I'm bad at math. That's what I can say. It's difficult for me when I am looking at bigger numbers. So, sorry. And my teachers are not so, they're very strict. And they're scary. That's why I wasn't very interested with learning because I feel more scared than learning. So that's why. Okay, anyway, so we use the word good at or bad at also. We use at after good and bad to talk about our abilities or things that we could do. So, for example, I was bad at maths or I'm very good at cooking. So, we use that for skills or things that we can do. Okay, now let's move on to grammar. Let's talk about used to. Okay, so when you were at school, did you get a report at the end of every term or year? I think they do that, right? Like report from the teacher to the parent.
Yes.
Do you get them every term or year?
I think every term.
Every term.
Yes.
Were they usually good or bad?
Yes, they usually good.
Oh wow. Like a role student. Okay, that's nice. Anyway, did you always show them to your parents?
Yes. I think all parents in Vietnam
Look,
look at their children's report.
Yeah, I guess so because it's also required to see it, right? Okay. Was your parents or were your parents happy whenever they see your report card?
Yes.
Wow.
How about you?
Not really. Because I told you I'm not so good with math. So most of my subjects actually were good. I don't really have problems with any kind of subject except for math. So I think my mother also like have really high expectation when it comes to grades. That's why even though it's already good, it's a good grade for others, but for her it's not. Yeah, so it's like that. So, well, we have different views with grades. But for me, I think I really do have good grades. My mom is just quite strict. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. So let's read some extracts or some samples from some paragraphs from the book Could Do Better, a collection of famous British people's report cards or school reports. So let's take a look if they are positive or negative. Let's read first. Kenneth
reads well and expresses himself well, and is good at arithmetic. But everything he does is spoiled by his attitude. attitude
Attitude.
and his bad behavior.
Okay, that is a report for Ken Follett. He is a best-selling author now of The Pillars of the Earth. Okay, next, Princess Diana.
She must try to be less emotional with others.
That is from, Princess Diana.
Yes.
Yeah, right. She's the mother of Prince William and Harry. So emotional meaning, I guess she cries a lot and all the time. Yeah, emotional. Next.
Constantly late for school and always losing his books and papers.
Okay, that is Winston Churchill. He is now a prime minister, or he is now a politician. Okay, he was the prime minister during the Second World War. So late, and he is quite seems like an irresponsible student. Okay, how about John Lennon?
He is in class and was under people's time.
So John Lennon is a musician member of the Beatles. And next is Helen Fielding.
Helen must learn not to use such flowery language.
Yeah, flowery like meaning very deep or very difficult vocabulary. Okay. So that is Helen Fielding. She is now she is the author of Bridget Jones' Diary. So these are already very famous people and successful people. And it seems like, were their reports positive or negative? Mostly. Negative, right? So that's true that even though you have bad grades in secondary or in school in general, even though you get bad grades, it still depends on you in the future, right? So they are those examples. So anyway, let's have some comprehension check. So tell me if we are going to read some sentences and tell me if it's who's K? Ken Follett, and JL if it's John Lennon, Princess Diana, Winston Churchill, or Hillary, is that Hillary? Helen Fielding. Okay. Now let's do number 1. Let's read it first.
Didn't use to get to school on time.
Who's that?
It's can I see the name? I forgot the name. Can you see up again? It's Winston Churchill.
Okay, it's Winston Churchill. Okay, number 2.
Churchill. Yes. Used to make the other children laugh.
Who's that?
Children. Is I can't remember the name.
It's John Lennon, clown.
John Lennon.
Okay, next.
Was clever but didn't use behave well.
You can just tell me the
It's the
initials.
first.
The first one, it's
Is,
KF, right?
yes, KF. Yes.
Can Foley. Okay, next.
Can comment. Used to use very complicated vocabulary. HF.
Yeah, it's Helen Fielding. K5.
Used to cry a lot at school. Is PD Princess Diamond.
Yeah, that's right. Correct. Okay, let's take a look at the sentences there. So they have the word used to. Okay. Didn't used to make other children laugh. So does used to refer to the present or the past?
In past.
Okay, correct. It's used to is used in the refers to the past. Okay. Next, does used to refer to things that happened once or things that happened repeatedly?
Used to refer to things that happen once.
Are you sure? The used to make other children laugh. She used to get to school. Didn't used to get to school on time.
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly. Okay. So it referred to things
that happen repeatedly.
Happened repeatedly. Right. Okay. So because we usually we use used to talk about usually for habits or some hobbies that we before or we do in the past and is not in the present. Okay, so these are we talk about things that we do something in the past but now we don't do it anymore. Okay. Yes. Now anyway, how do we pronounce used to? How do we pronounce that? We combine the two sounds. Okay. We don't say used to, we say used to.
Used to.
Used to.
Used to.
Okay, it sounds like one word, but of course it's not one word. It just sounds like that. Okay. For example, how would you read this? Number 1.
He used to hate school.
He used to hate school. Next.
I used to be good at French.
Okay, correct. Next.
They didn't used to behave well.
They didn't used to behave well. Next.
She didn't used to wear glasses.
And lastly.
Did you used to walk to school?
Did you used to walk to school? Hi. School. Okay.
School.
Yeah, it's a
Did
question.
you used to walk to school?
Yeah, okay, better. So, anyway, yeah, that's how we read them. We combine the words into one when it comes to sound, but it's not one word, okay? Just don't forget. Used to. Okay. Didn't used to. Same, okay? Well, I guess. Okay, let me just check on. Anyway, we don't have much time, so we're just going to do the listening part next time. So don't forget how it's pronounced so that you could listen to it very well on our next lesson. Also, be ready. Yeah, we are still going to continue this topic. Okay? Don't forget how we use used to and about marks and subjects. Okay? So I guess
Okay.
that's all for today. Thank you, Lena, and have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you. You too. Bye.